Yay! The DCAA is back.
What up, what up, what up, what up? The Starkvegas collected all the last Infinity Stone. That's the stream title. Huh.
Yep, that's the title. What could it mean?
I want to keep saying the Paul.
DePaul?
Starkvegas. It's probably going to be UNLV.
Do you not know what Starkvegas is?
No.
Damn. Thought you'd know that. Fuck.
It's gambling. Yeah, I just asked that question too. Yeah. Kind of.
Corey knows what Starkvegas is.
I need to bring back gambling, but I need games to watch this week. I
know Vegas odds makers.
See, chance no ball. I don't know the login, but that's my account. I just send stuff to. Real ones know Matthew the Conqueror.
Matthew the Conqueror.
That was a fuck with report enrollment. I remember Envy. The one and only Nigerian I like.
Alright, we're gonna just look at the poll.
I saw G and I thought it was gold. I thought it was gold in these chat. What up, Garrett?
Could you imagine?
We got Villanova. We got Vandy. Vandy jumped huge. So did Maryland, but nothing like Vandy.
Teams I'm selling, for sure. Michigan. I don't think they're long for this world.
I'll be honest. They kind of fucked me over. I said they were winning. They're
Dylan Pettis injury. They could not afford that. I'm not sure if I'm willing to sell Duke quite yet. Oklahoma's been nice so far, but I don't think it's gonna last.
I don't think so either. Look, man, Trayon Crossley has to be playing like #1 pick in the country, National Player of the Year type, to fix this Oklahoma squad.
No one knows what the title means. Damn, people don't know what Starkvegas is.
I saw gambling. That's what it shows.
That's not what that is.
Right? No, it's just this Vegas Star Casino.
It's referencing a school. But it's okay. We can just get into games.
Our first start.
I wanted to shout out this one. UMBC kind of got upset here against Morehead State. Carl Martinez of 23 points, 3 boards, 2 steals. Dudley Gazda was everywhere. 13-7 and 5 steals for him. Robin Cook had a double-double for the Retrievers, but they lose by 3 on the road.
Them? No. Mississippi State?
You remember who they got in the portal?
Patrick Payton?
Is he the last Infinity Stone?
Oh.
Hint, hint. They have a very good stream today. I don't think they're highlighted in any slides here, but you see them rising through the polls.
But they're not the top 25, right? I feel like they've been.
No, they're not the one. They're not the new one.
Okay, I was about to say. I know,
but anyways,
Starkvegas is a
good win for Morehead State. That's a good upset for them. They're 3-0 so far. UMBC takes a tough loss definitely a little too good to be losing a game like this. But they're still heavy favorites in the America East. Next game. This one's for Corey. Oh
Which
damn!
one? They're both for
I
Corey.
forgot to change the label from LaSalle to SMU. Garrett Gomez does not play for LaSalle. Just noticed
Shane,
that.
you remember when I made that balanced scoreboard for you last week for my school assignment? This is one of those moments of we need better.
Everything else is right.
Less technical issues.
Fordham beats SMU. Jakai Olamude Eccles was 17-7. Lorenzo Dubinian with 12-5-7. Gomez was good. Not really a big fan of this Mustangs team. I don't know. They don't got those dudes that they had in year 2.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's just
SMU is
Gomez.
propped up to be the North Texas school, but UTA. I'm not just trying to propaganda UTA. It's just UTA kind of just snatched their chain at the premier North Texas school.
Is Fordham out of hell?
They got some new trainers, so I would assume so.
They might be out of hell. Good win for them. Rose Hill. They defended Rose Hill from the invading Mustangs. Next game. Look what we have here.
My sons! No. No way. No, they ain't gonna be top 25. Nah. Can't. Nah.
Tell us break this game down, Braden.
Michael Garrison, the sharpshooter. Actually, one of the best players in the country statistically, going back to last year, scoring wise. And he's what we saw last stream. He was not last stream, but after last stream, was he like top 3, top 5 in scoring?
Something like that.
One of
yeah.
those. Yeah, because it was after no, I think he was like top 4, top 5. Because Trayon Crossley was like number 1, then Harris Hampton was 3. But yeah, 30 points, 4 assists, 3-pointers made. Devontae Patterson, a name that not many people really
He had a good game.
care about in CCSU lore, but he dropped a 14-3. The Matthew Rooker out of Clemson, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 3-pointers. Imagine someone made 18 threes. That would be just crazy.
Steph Curry.
Okay, I'm not done with this Volson propaganda. Get out of here. He did nothing for Norway. He was carried by SJS, Gamble, and Bailey.
It's kind of true, honestly.
Hey, don't say you fucks. Shane scoffed at me. He tried to gaslight me into thinking it was CCSU. Then you said CCSU, and he's like, "Please be serious." So.
Shh. Next game.
Ooh.
The Georgia Tech.
Where's my Spencer Hawkins?
The Georgia Tech Fighting Customs get a road win over Wisconsin. Joe Carr and Hiroshi Tanaka, both Customs, kind of hooped. They kind of shut down Elias Kohler. It was kind of a big deal for them. Jordan Payton had 19 points, but Georgia Tech, good looking team. They got a ton of Customs on there. They have like 4 or 5 or something. Georgia Tech was ranked a lot last year. I mean, they're probably going to be top 25 here soon. Still got a good team here. Next game, we got a giant upset here.
This is the first time I've actually seen number 1 team go down crazy. Winthrop out of all teams. Kansas. I'm not used to this, Shane. And after 3 seasons, oh my God, Yoni just made a purchase for $12K. A Z? He paid for a Z, right?
No, he just got him. He was just a 90 off rip because MSU had a freshman that good.
Yeah, he was a 90 off the rip, Yoni. But this confirms it. Yoni, he was a 90 off the rip. You didn't have to spend $12K.
You stupid ass.
This is what we tell you. If you send the custom to a top school, he's going to be highly rated. This is why we say hey,
They're
Carson should
a
be this rated.
handful. They're a
No,
handful of prospects that are like super high overall off rip.
yeah,
MSU had one of those.
because I remember there were suggestions of like, hey, custom should be this ranked. No, you could just take the easy way out and send it to the top school. Then it'll be highly rated. You don't even have to pay for them.
Well, I mean, it's
But
too
if you
late.
want
I
to
already
thug it
made them.
out, yeah, exactly. But if you want to thug it out, and if
Unless
you
you
want to make
unless you want to submit
Utah
a guy
Valley,
for this year, he can have that.
yeah, for this year, you could have made Volson a 90. You could have, but it's too late now. Shane set that cut off a long time ago. Volson is just
He is who
ain't
he
a 90.
is.
Yeah. You could have paid for his brother to be a 90. You were talking about it. You're distracting us from the stream with this stupidity. I know that's a little harsh, but
Yeah, Winthrop. They added Nico Hewitt in the portal. He balled out in this game. They also had Juan Pedro Bagazzi, and he wasn't like one of the top 2 players. Grant Sheesby was good. He had 5 steals in this game. This is like a type of like have you soul searching type of loss for Kansas. What happened here?
Yeah, Shane, you might have to refund Yoni.
Yeah, I'll refund you after the stream.
Man.
Unless you want to submit a custom for this year, you can have that.
Yeah. So.
I'm good with that. If you want to
you
do
can use
that.
12K, or you could just have it back in total.
Freshman Agot Kaketsian for
back to the next
KU had a pretty good game, but soul searching needs to be done in Lawrence. That was a pretty bad loss for them. On the road, but still, you're the #1 team in the nation. You can't be doing that. All right, next game. Are the Ole Miss Rebels back to being respectable?
Sammy was with a 17.6 rebound performance and 2 steals. Valante Walker, 15, 3 and 7, 2 steals. Is San Diego State just bad? Is the Pac-12 down? No.
I think they are. I think the conference is going to be down this year.
Like, there's already talks of Gonzaga's fall off, but I still think Gonzaga's going to slip into.
Ole Miss was good in year 1 when they had Johan Lindner, who was I think he was one of the top 6 picks in that draft. So good to see them showing some life here. Ole Miss basketball not totally dead, not like LSU. That's a program in hell. But yeah, good for them. Good win at home. Next game, we knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time.
Oh my God! And they play UTA soon.
The downfall.
They got me scared. They got me scared.
Northern Iowa's a good team. Don't sleep on them.
I know, they got me scared.
Put Michigan in a body bag. Kinda honestly, I think UNI might just be straight up better than Michigan without Dylan Pettis. Like Charlie Haddingham, their star center, he was good as usual. Tyler Drake had 5 3-pointers. Tyree Woods with an impressive double-double with 5 blocks, but he couldn't. He did not have the help to overcome a 20-point beatdown at the hands of UNI. I can't remember if I had any Pac-12 teams ranked. I might have had Gonzaga in there, but that's just because they could beat up on the rest of the conference. I don't know if that'll actually play out. Are people starting to think UNI is the ranked team? I mean, they have that 1 loss, but does the Missouri Valley get movement like that? Next game. Oh boy. Woof.
Wisconsin? Oh my God.
Ugh. Man, yeah, woof. That's all I'm gonna say there. Rough week for the Badgers. 38 points is so crazy.
Yeah, send them out the top 25. I'm sorry. You remember the past few years, I'm like, man, I don't know if Wisconsin will be all that. They end up being all that. And then last stream, I was like, I think that's probably the best Wisconsin team. I feel it.
I think BYU is stabilizing as like a fringe top 25 type team right now. That's what they were last year. I think they're going to be around that this year. They
All
have a good team.
all
They're
I'm saying
fine.
is if SJS came back, natty contenders.
Possibly. Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with that. I just don't think they have like the overwhelming roster to really contend like that, but they'd be good. My Big Ten pick. Carlos DeSantos, custom player at 15-7. Alex Staywall doing what he does. Dude's gonna go down as one of the better college players we've seen. Dude's just money. Stuart Amador at a double-double, but Wisconsin, a night to forget for them. 2 straight L's for them. I'm not sure how the Big Ten's gonna shake out. I feel like we're in for it's gonna look different than it was last year. That's my hot take. Next game, we got an upset. The West Virginia Mountaineers. I think they've turned over a new leaf, Braden.
Going back to last year, you think that they're finally like a respectable program instead of being a meme?
Seth Haas has been the coach there since the start of the sim. First 2 years are kind of rough, but I feel like he's found his footing. He's got the roster he likes.
I need another good season. Then I'll apologize. I'll give him the props that's due.
Adrian Hendershot with 23, 6, 5, and 2. Bennett Lorimer with 17 and 6. Custom Jack Hoff with 14, 9, and 7. Good game for him. He's kind of blossoming before our eyes here at Tennessee. He was at BYU last year. Didn't really get a ton of playing time. Looks like the shackles are off here in Knoxville. Tough to not get the win. It's the first loss of the season for Tennessee. I think the Vols will be fine. I had my questions about their roster, but I think they'll be okay. Don't know if I see like natty upside with them, but they'll be a good team. And then one I wanted to show Braden. Look what they did. Look what happened here.
My son. He got out the streets. He got out the streets. The streets of Memphis.
He went to Davie, Florida. How you feel? How you feel, Braden?
Efficient. See, if Team Nigeria actually gave him some help, they could have won it all. But you know. I did tell Shane no Southeastern top 25. I did tell you that, Shane. I did tell you that before.
You did. It's a big win for them.
Yeah, top 25 win
on the road.
You know, this helps the narrative.
At the Fertitta Center.
Houston is another team. Hey, you might be right, Coy. He could have went to UTA, and UTA could have been on a downfall. You know.
Houston not able to recapture the magic from a season ago. Tough. And that's our last game for the first week of action. Here's what the top 25 looks like now. Anything you notice, Braden?
Virginia back to where they belong. Mississippi State went up a lot. OU's undefeated. Providence is up there. Providence been ranked before, right?
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
Two Big East teams in the top 25 is. I can't remember the last time I've seen that.
Now I did tell you. I thought I had what's the word? Providence. I had Providence winning it all for that conference. Not winning it all, like championship was, but you know. Wisconsin barely surviving. If it were me, they should have been out, but West Virginia's ranked.
Michigan
not
barely
bad.
holding on.
Auburn's low-key kind of surprising me.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think much of them. But they're doing okay so far. North Carolina's in the top 5. Vanderbilt's up to 6. Special. We're 20 minutes into the stream. All right, getting to the next section of games. We are starting with a big time matchup in the top
Who will be
10.
disappointed? And David will be disappointed. But it was a classic game of the year contender already.
Are both of these programs back to respectability?
Could be.
Losing at home by 2 to Kentucky. Yeah, Duke didn't even win. They didn't lose to Duke.
What is he on about?
Kentucky back to normal. They might be. It's a big time win for them on the road too.
Oh shit! And this is where Malik Jones comes. This is like Project Oakland, but this is like Project Kentucky for Brian. At the right time.
I thought Byron Larrier was going to be able to fix them. I might be right about that. First year had some growing pains, but I think it's fine. I think it's finally happening. Stefan Herson with 14, 6 and 4. Horace Altman, got him from the portal. He had 12 and 6. George Thomas had a double-double with 2 steals. Close game. Not like a ton to be concerned about if you're UNC. It was a close game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But good win for Kentucky. They're 6-0. Moving on, we got another top 10 matchup.
Vandy.
Vanderbilt.
I'm still a Vanderbilt fan.
Kansas, their second loss of the season. Kansas loses at home this time.
Kelvin McOslin. The dude who was helping carry Vandy last year.
Tez Moore is gone though. They got a new center.
I know those stocks.
But McOslin's still
whatever
good.
I had in Tez Moore, it's all gonna be pushed to the table for McOslin.
Terrence Blades, custom from CRK, had a crazy game in the
15,
loss.
8 and 7, 8
stocks.
Kind of crazy. Wasn't he submitted last year?
He's a sophomore this year, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, see, you send your customs to top schools, you might get a top-rated player. It's almost like, but a lot of people like to struggle. A lot of people want to build their legacies, which I respect as a man.
How we feel about Vanderbilt this year so far? Rose up the ranks very quickly.
I like Vandy. I have stocks in Vandy, so I don't think those stocks are gonna be sold anytime soon. But on to the next slide. We go.
And we got
Princeton.
A pretty big upset. Princeton, led by one of Heel's customs, Malachi Drennan, who had a double-double in this one, pulls a road upset by 2 over Villanova, who I think is very much improved from where they were. Seems like the Buck Frandine edition, he didn't work out at Kentucky, but it seems like he's found a better place here at Villanova, despite the loss here. But they're off to a good start this year. Elijah Backnell with 14, 6 and 2 as well. Solo Elijahwan had 28 points, but not enough to defeat the Tigers here. Good win for them. Princeton might be the best team in the Ivy League. It's kind of hard to tell. That conference is all over the place. We're moving on to another ranked matchup. We got the Arkansas Razorbacks. All these ranked matchups, the road team is coming out on top. Is there a theme emerging here? They defeat Illinois 82-73.
But there's a name we've seen throughout the past few weeks. You know,
Giuseppe Delfino.
Yep.
He had a good game. But Gio Carlini and Zay Russian, hello again. You returned from injury. No more Garrett Kolensky for the Razorbacks, though, so I'm not sure how seriously I take them for like contending for a natty this year. Hopefully everyone stays healthy, at least. Anything you want to say about this outcome, Braden? Thoughts on Arkansas or Illinois?
Arkansas is healthy, so I will not be assuming that they are hurt like I did for the majority of last season. I'm sorry, Razorback fans. I respect you now. But the second you get your first injury and Shane tells me, I'm just going to keep thinking y'all guys are injury prone. But good for the SEC over Big Ten narratives.
Those narratives.
I've always met SEC slappers. We already talked about them. But man, I know some Big Ten slappies. Walker Dorsey, you are a Big Ten slappy.
Need to get him into the stream.
I need to. Indiana.
All right, next game. I wanted to shout out this one because this is a very close game.
This is the first time we actually tasted death since Georgia Tech. But season-wise, this is the first time we tasted death, man.
I'll let you break this game down. It's your team.
Is that who I see? Jody! Is that you? Okay, Jody's Isaiah in this situation. You know, movies. Isaiah Austin, 16 points, 7 rebounds. De'Aaron Hampton might make first team All-American this year at this rate. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And I'm not, like, if this man was national player or freshman of the year, not national player, but national freshman of the year, then he got expectation. He got the media spotlight on him. Now I'm going to let you say his last name. I cannot pronounce that.
Marco Lapala Canestro.
That is so many syllables. Lapala Canestro. All right.
He was the best player on the court today.
19, 10, 6, and 3 steals.
Bro was everywhere.
Oh.
UT Arlington escapes from Santa Barbara with a 1-point win.
Well, we got Northern Iowa coming up. I've seen what they could do.
All right, next game. The undefeated season is over.
Oh my God. Where's his help?
He doesn't have any, Braden.
This is a point guard.
He does not have help. They lose to Cal State Fullerton. Raymond Munt with 22, 7, and 4. Shane Spidell with 11, 3, and 2.
Oklahoma? Is this where Oklahoma's just going to back up the Brinks truck?
I don't know.
Arlington?
Does Avondre want to leave?
I don't think so. I think he's comfortable.
He's getting all this investment. Be kind of hard.
He has no investment besides Trae Young. But Fullerton is what does Oklahoma in. Granted, I had a homeboy play for Cal Fullerton that actually went play at York. But Raymond Munn, 22, 7, and 4. Shane Spidell, 11, 3, 2 blocks. But Trayon Crossley, 18, 13, and 7. Yes, you read that correctly. 13 rebounds.
Damn.
Dear God, this is the most.
Yoni's shitting on Oklahoma in the chat. Oklahoma are failures. Gah ha 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 ha. They are fucking dumb. Oklahoma. They should be out of the top 25.
They are. But I'll guarantee you, Trayon Crossley could 1-on-5 Missouri Valley State by himself.
That'd be crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. If he stays back next year, if he stays back, they better get some help. All right, I respect
Kentucky might be fixed. They're winning close games too. Tough week for Illinois. Like they're playing teams ranked higher than them. They lost both by single digits. This one by 1 possession. Ryan Sapina, transfer from San Francisco, gave the Wildcats 26 and 2. And Lynn Swayers gave 18 and 8. Deron Fuller was the best player for Illinois this game. Had 25 and 3. Illini, I wonder how far they fall. I mean, 2 losses is 2 losses at the end of the day. But they were against teams that are better than them. Next game. I think Kansas has problems.
Did Kansas and Kentucky switch lives?
That is 3 straight losses for the Jayhawks. Despite a kind of a crazy performance from Brendan Lane. Villanova gets the upset. What are you doing right now if you're Kansas?
Trying to get back Graydon Slane.
4-3 is crazy. Good validating win for Villanova though. They need a win like this just to let people know that they are legit. Solo Elijahwan with 21, 4 and 4. Chase Bradley with an all-around performance. He was everywhere. And of course, Brendan Lane had 26, 5 and 6 blocks. But Kansas falls short again. At home again. It's not just they don't have Malachi anymore. They don't have a lot anymore. They lost their coach and like most of their roster. Next game, we got another big upset. Number 2 goes down.
Arizona going down. To the Seminoles. Colin Shaw, 8, 14, 8, 9, 2 blocks. Just, man, that's actually, he stuffed the stat sheet there.
And
how seriously do we take Florida State? Because we did think that they're a program on the rise. Now, they came out of nowhere.
Man, if they had Xavier Montgomery, man, that'd be fun. They're still decent. Rex Kamiatek with 15, 5 and 2. Justin Goswick had 17, 9 and 2 steals in the loss for Arizona. I'm not sure if I'm super concerned for the Wildcats. If it's just an isolated loss, just learn from the film, be better in the future. Good win for Florida State, though. Had my doubts after they lost Montgomery, but if they can be competitive like this, they should be fine. Next game. Duke defeats the Providence Friars in Cameron Indoor Stadium.
It's not a bad loss, but damn.
8-point win for the Blue Devils. Jatavius Murray Winston, the senior, with 14, 5 and 3. Grady Riles with 14, 5 and 5. Ryan Monroe had 19 points for the Friars. Providence sustains their first loss of the season. Duke improves to 6 and 1. After their early loss, they have not suffered another defeat. Thoughts on the Blue Devils? Thoughts on the Friars? How are we feeling?
It's still a close game. It's good for Providence. I said both Big East teams will probably be punished by the media, knocked out the top 25. But Providence, I think it's going to be here to stay. Same with Villanova. But Duke, they needed to get rid of Severino, and I think they've kind of rebounded.
My stocks for them are up for sure with Taj Carr.
The stocks are definitely. I think so. New head coach. I think life is good.
I don't know if he's going to have them like in the thick of a championship discussion in year 1, but I already see the toughness is there more. Because I think if this was under Savarino, they would have lost this game. In my opinion. But anyways, next game. A close one in an A10 Pac-12 clash. Sees the St. Louis Billikens remain unbeaten. They are 7-0. Senior custom Jake Hall had 16, 4 and 5. Matthew Conroe with a double-double and +2 blocks. Zoran Stjepanovic for the Aztecs had 16, 3, 7, and 5 stocks. Good game for him. But St. Louis defends home court with a 2-point win. One of 3 unbeaten teams in the A10 at the quarter pole of the season. A10 might be an interesting race this time around. And we got one more game. Murder. Murder. Braden's just mourning. And this one hurts. This one hurts even more because New Mexico State's top player in this game was playing for Oklahoma last season.
I don't know how to feel. Trayon Crossley got no hope. I predicted this. It's like you've seen the Bane movie, right? The Batman one.
Yeah, Dark Knight
Talking
Rises.
about like the head coach was practically left Crossley in the wreckage. Like one of us is gonna be left in the wreckage. Yeah.
What do you mean Crossley was overrated?
Whoa! Who's saying that?
If they didn't have Crossley, this team would probably be like 1-6 right now.
You shut your mouth, Canel Mason. You shut it. I've had a lot of your narratives and takes over the years, but this one crosses the line. He's doing more than Hendricks ever did for Oklahoma.
That is kind of true. I can't even argue with that. Like stats wise, this dude's been given the reins. He was held in check by a really good Aggies team. Like New Mexico State on paper is really good.
Stayed another year in college. I'm just saying he should have stayed another year in college. Same with Greg Abrams. Oklahoma could have natty contenders.
They are. I wouldn't be surprised if this Aggies team is ranked soon.
Well,
I mean, the one loss is kind of tough.
Like
yeah, in the start of the season bracketology, they were pegged as a 6th seed, which I don't disagree with at all.
I just can't believe the disrespect I'm seeing today.
But yeah, that is the end of our sim. We're at the end of November. And the team I wanted to highlight was the UCF Knights. They make their debut after a 7-0 start to the season.
You kept saying I was going to be happy.
I was talking about the Nova Southeastern result.
Yeah, but you kept saying I was going to be happy with the debut team.
Nah, I never said that.
You know how to stop this shit.
You put words in my mouth now.
I'm sorry. That's I had the right state, of course, so.
BYU's back. Georgia Tech is back. Kansas State
Mississippi State is kind of crazy. That's what this video is about.
They're rising. Maryland also just going up to 2. Maryland's like West Virginia. They just get a lot of respect.
Georgia Tech. I guess Spencer Hawkins made the right decision, I guess, but he's not really
The SEC is very well represented in the top 12. Notre Dame also making their return. They're in at number 17 with a 7-0 record. Good start for them. Kansas falling from 4 to 14. I don't know how much credit they're going to be living off their preseason billing a little bit. 4-3 is an ugly ass record. How do we feel about Mississippi State?
Them.
Imagine if they win the Natty and Patrick Payton has 2 Natties on 2 different teams. He'd be kind of stamped at that point, honestly. Providence sticks around in the top 25, but Villanova drops out. Not sure I agree with that, considering they did beat Kansas. That's a good win for them. Illinois barely holding on after their rough week. All right, I think that's it for the slides. But now I'm going to show you all the standings. Find my standings sheet. There we go. All right, so here's what we got here for the America East. How we feel? And Braden, save your celebration on this for a little later. UML was they were just mid last year.
Wait, who am I supposed to be celebrating?
You see this?
Oh, shut it. Man, Jacksonville needs Jesus. Okay, UMBC, still them. Do you feel like Vermont is slowly coming back, or you think it's just a UMBC error?
I think UMBC not winning that would be crazy. UTSA on the come up. They've been awful the past 3 seasons. Are they finally here? Memphis is still undefeated. South Florida, they were awful last year, but
Who
they might have
put in this. I think it might have been Memphis. But South Florida, as of South Florida,
I think I picked Tulane to repeat, but that's not looking too good right now. ASUN, Nova Southeastern looks like a clear favorite this year so far. Lipscomb is dead.
Man,
as I expected.
Who could have predicted that?
Coach they had is gone. Brought in the devil.
I don't know if I picked Nova Southeastern. Did I? I don't know. I forgot who I picked.
All right, then we got the A10. Very interesting race so far. We got Duquesne, Dayton, and St. Louis, all undefeated so far. Richmond and Rhode Island are 6-1. Man, what happened to VCU, man? That's awful. Ugh. Fordham is 4-3.
Fordham back.
ACC is kind of crazy at the top. Wake Forest is 7-0 right now. Virginia Tech is 7-0. Duke and UNC are both 6-1. Miami's 5-2. Are the Hurricanes finally done being shit? Poor Cal, poor SMU. In the Big 12, we have UCF is the only unbeaten team in this conference right now. Which is kind of crazy. UCF has been an absolute afterthought in this conference the past 3 years. Good for them. I wonder if it actually lasts into conference play. All right, then we got the Big East. Team that's impressed me so far, UConn. Being 6-1, I did not expect them to be here right now. I thought they would have pretty noticeable struggles this year, but they're off to a good start. I'll give them credit. Much better than I thought they'd be. Poor Creighton, they need help. Lucas needs to get off his ass and help the Blue Jays. And then they got the Big Sky, Eastern Washington.
It's their conference to lose at this rate.
They won it last year after being the 5 seed, but it looks like they're trying to keep it going. Big South is kind of interesting. 6 teams here, off to good starts this year. Presbyterian being 6-1 is kind of crazy. All right, then we got Big 10. Honestly, the bottom of this conference is pretty brutal. Oregon being 0-7 is nasty.
UCLA, terrible. Rutgers, all the propaganda kind of not working.
Rip Sac State. When is it going to turn around for them?
Never.
Cal State Bakersfield at the top right now.
Man, you know what's funny? Ukimi Knox was supposed to go there too.
That would have been a goated addition for them, honestly. In the CAA, Campbell is unbeaten right now. So is UNC Wilmington. I did not expect to see these teams with 0s in the loss column. Kind of a shout out to Trey Singleton for having them 7-0 so far. That's coaching to me. Drexel's still ass. Northeastern's ass. Stony Brook's probably going to be good. I think they're the highest overall team in this conference, but overall only means so much.
But just seeing Campbell, UNC Wilmington undefeated at the same time.
I know Heel will be pleased. Conference USA, New Mexico State, obviously at the top of that.
Missouri State terrible, but I skipped Conference USA. There's just one team that just.
Man, is it time, Braden?
I don't know. It's been supposed to be time. You've been sitting on your ass, just hands underneath your ass, and just be like twiddling your thumbs. You're like, no, it's not time.
Detroit Mercy with Darvin Daniels at the top of the
Sam
Horizon
actually
League.
has a competent head coach. Custom. Kind of crazy.
Ivy League, Princeton's at the top of that right now. Everyone else is either mid or ass.
I don't know Columbia or was it Cornell supposed to be saved? One of the two.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Then we got the MAC with 2 A's. Niagara currently at the top of that. Quinnipiac and Merrimack are also undefeated there so far. For St. Peter's, man, Dan Spade, he's got them 1-2 in conference, 2-5 overall so far. I mean, mostly in line with projections. They're projected near the bottom. In the MAC, Central Michigan, a little surprising, 6-1 so far. Bowling Green also 5-2. This team, I feel like Bowling Green's just been like consistently better than what I think they're gonna be.
Ohio needs Jesus.
Yeah, they do. This team needs help. Then we got MEAC. Howard's at the top of that. Might be their year. I feel like Norfolk State's kind of lost a lot of its luster. Howard's got momentum with the Rothenstein transfer. Missouri Valley, Northern Iowa, Belmont, and Indiana State on top of that right now. Drake and
Belmont
Bradley falling behind.
Belmont might be Project Grant Lee time soon.
In the Mountain West, we got Hawaii at 7-0, and Grand Canyon right behind them. UNLV kind of struggling this year, a little bit, but I mean they always seem to be in it. CCSU on top of the NEC so far. How you feel?
Happy, you know. His ratings are shit, but he wins. We had this discussion before. Maybe Spike Jennings is finally a starter.
Yeah, then we got Ohio Valley, Eastern Illinois currently on top of this. This conference is fucking terrible. Then we got the Pac-12. Some unfamiliar names at the top. Boise State and Washington State with 5-2 starts. Oregon State is they're here.
Cook,
Man,
State,
they used to be so respectable. 20-win season. I doubt that happens this year. Texas State. They seemed like they were turning a corner, but now I'm not really sure. Texas State was set up to fail in this conference, though, for real. They don't really have the resources of like any other team here. Patriot League, Navy is currently at the top. Boston and Holy Cross are behind them. Everyone else is terrible. And then we're going to the SEC. We have 6, count them, 6 undefeated teams. We have 3 more that are 6-1, including Texas A&M. Oklahoma's 5-2. Georgia is 5-2. LSU's still awful, 2-5. SoCon, we got Wofford at the top so far. Furman and the Citadel are behind. What are the chances the Citadel is actually good?
Yeah, I actually wouldn't know.
And then we got Southland McNeese at the top. I think the competition's not as stiff this year. Probably be an easier time for them to win the Southland, in my opinion. We got Incarnate Word up here, first year head coach for them. Got them 4-3 right now. It's not bad. Summit League, St. Thomas and Omaha at the top. I have my doubts about Omaha. I doubt they're going to be this dominant. But they might still be able to win the Summit.
But St. Thomas is just looking good.
KC, South Dakota, North Dakota State.
Denver's terrible. Still a
Yeah,
terrible conference
Denver's ass.
overall.
I mean, they have hockey though. They'll be fine.
South Dakota State has football at least.
Sun
Then
Belt,
NDSU.
Louisiana Tech's on top of that right now. App State, Georgia Southern, and Georgia State. So the usual
Gotta see how
suspects
Malik
here.
Smith's doing.
And we got the SWAC, Bethune-Cookman at the
Bethune-Cookman.
top. Florida A&M,
Terrible.
man, the fall off is crazy. 18
Terrible.
wins last year.
Rise. Terrible.
Jackson State looks like they might be on the come up a little bit.
They did just get a big time recruit from Bahama National team member.
Thomas Bailey looks like he's got the wheels turning there.
MPSU, terrible, despite all the investment.
Then we got our last two conferences, the UAC, UT Arlington, of course, at the top there. I haven't lost a game yet. Eastern Kentucky is 6-1. Austin P and West Georgia are 3-4.
Central Arkansas with the win, yay! Santa Clara 4-3.
Seattle doing their. I swear to God, this team is always like really good in non-conference, and then they get to the conference slate, and it's brutal for them. I'm not gonna trust until I actually see them getting wins in conference. Yeah, St. Mary's Conference till further notice. Maybe Santa Clara can start to stack wins a little bit better. Yeah, Tarleton might be cooked. Abilene might be cooked too. The rest of this conference has got to step up. But yeah,
West Georgia's playing a long game.
Volson hasn't developed to be like one of the best players in the conference yet. He came in as like a 70, I think.
He's still a baby. Like
He's a
Lisa
freshman.
Vanilla is a baby.
Any sweeping thoughts on the standings update, Braden? Oregon
It's a good
State, man.
It's a good day to be Braden Austin head coach committed coach. That's all I gotta say.
I'm looking forward to Northern Iowa and UTA. That should be a game.
I'm scared. Hey, look at that! I just see NC Long Island. Man, it really is a good time to be a Braden coach custom.
Manhattan's winless, tough.
The Manhattan Project.
Oakland,
Cook. That's your fault.
They need a savior. They've had too much coaching change. Sac State, damn. Oregon, man, oh my God. UCLA, I don't know why this team was in the preseason top 25. That was a fascinating decision to put them in the top 25.
I might have picked them actually.
If you did, you're not smart for doing that. They're 2-5.
I also had New Mexico State finishing top 25, so.
USC I like the hire they had. They picked up William Kietland is at USC now. Love that hire for them. USC might be on the come up again. And Kansas. Y'all gotta fix this. UCF though, I'm very impressed. Cause they were literally in the basement last year. 5-25 is crazy. Cal with all their freshmen, I mean they'll probably improve. Not sure if it'll happen this year, but they're gonna be on the come up for sure. Unless like half of them transfer, that'd be kind of funny because that's just what happens with Cal. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys this stream. A little under an hour here. First month of the season is done. We're gonna be getting into December for the next stream. Also gonna be having a request stream here, probably like 2 o'clock, probably. Whenever I'm ready to do it. So put stuff you want to see for that in the channel. I'll be up with that soon-ish. UCF was the team I was looking for. They'd never been before. As you can see by their history, they've been awful. I think their roster is like actually like legit. Like their team overall is not like 73 or something. I think they have like a 78 overall team, so they're not like frauds in the normal sense. They might actually stick around. It's possible. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the request stream. That'll be up soon. Bye now.